Alright, so anyway.
So the top musket right here is a reproduction model 1816 Harper's Ferry musket. It's a flintlock musket. You can see the difference between those two, which are percussion cap muskets. This is 69 caliber. Like I say, it's just pretty much based on the common musket, usually the French Charleville musket. That's what it's based off of.
Alright.
You know, you fire it through the flint. You charge the flash pan here with some gunpowder. You pour the rest of the gunpowder down the barrel, then place the ball in there, and then you would use the ramrod to make sure that the ball was properly seated down in the chamber down here, and then you pull this back. And this is called a frizzen right here, this metal part right here.
Gotcha.
And when the flint strikes the frizzen, it creates that spark.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And that's what ignites the gunpowder in the pan, which goes through a little vent hole down in here, which ignites the gunpowder that's in the chamber. That's how a flintlock musket works.
Do you know if they had many misfires and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it would depend a lot. It would depend on the condition of the flint. Obviously, if there's moisture in the air, you know, you've got your gunpowder partially exposed. Obviously, if it was raining and stuff, the chances were that much greater of your gunpowder in the pan getting wet. Wow. So yeah, I mean, you know, you had a fairly reliable.
And how much time between each load?
Usually with a flintlock, you could get 2 or 3 rounds per minute.
Could you really? Yeah, wow.
About 2 or 3.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And you got to consider that's under pressure and stuff too. So you're really, you know, going down to, I think you're probably lucky if you get 2 shots off per minute.
Yeah.
With just the stress and stuff if you're in an actual battle.
Gotcha.
So that's just going through all the motions.
And what year would that have been then?
So this, like I say, this is a reproduction 1816 model musket. So this was model that the government contracted in 1816, and they produced this through the mid 1830s. So they made well over 600,000 of these types of muskets. One of the most produced muskets in U.S. history.
And how many do you know offhand how many are really still around?
A fraction of that. This is obviously reproduction. It's a very well done reproduction. There were several manufacturers who made them. This particular one was based off the Harper's Ferry. Springfield made their version, and there were a couple smaller armories that made their version of it, but it was contractual with the government at the time, as was with most of the muskets at the time. Gotcha. So, and then these bottom 2 are Civil War era muskets. This is an 1861 Richmond, which is based off of the Springfield, but the Confederates, when they captured the armory at Richmond, they just took the pattern and started making it on their own. So it's a Confederate model. Wow. I think this is an 1853 Enfield reproduction, I think. And they're the same caliber. They're both 58 caliber. They're both percussion cap.
It's 100 years from me.
Yeah, these.
I'm a 1953.
These would have been both used fairly extensively during the Civil War. Wow. This one's just stamped 1862 because it's just reproducing which year it was stamped. Usually they stamp the production year on the sides like that. That's kind of like they did up here.
Oh, I see.
And
well, very interesting.
So, like I say, this is very much simpler. Instead of having to load it, rely on your frizzen being hardened and creating the spark. You just have the percussion caps that they put on there. There's little brass caps that have a little substance in there that when it's hit with the hammer, it creates a spark which ignites the powder in the chamber.
Would you have to replace that cap after each shot?
Yeah, that cap's a one-shot cap, so you'd have to replace it. And all the difference is the flintlock here is a smoothbore musket, and these 2 are rifled muskets. So these were obviously a lot more accurate than.
Are they any quicker to sort of load and
It's the same process. The only difference is rather than going through the the flash pan powder, you just put the cap on. So
Gotcha.
you essentially doubled your rate of fire with the percussion cap, because you didn't have to go through the extra step of having to put the. I mean, it's roughly the same movements, but it's a lot quicker to put a little cap on than it is to pour out a little bit of powder in the pan.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So it essentially pretty much doubled your rate of fire.
Yeah. All right. Well, very good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.